Okay guys, so we are definitely into the second trimester now. I'm 14.5 weeks. I'm still sick. I am still really sick. This morning I've got up, had breakfast and got ready, and then it's just all come back up again. That doesn't seem to be getting any better, and I'm having to eat like the tiniest meals ever. Like literally this morning I had a couple of spoons of yogurt with some raspberries and some nuts in it, and that was it. And like for dinner I'm just having like basically smaller portions than what my 3-year-old is having, and I'm having to eat sort of like every couple of hours, otherwise I feel absolutely awful. And that's despite medication as well. I've been on cyclazine since 8 weeks, so I've been on it for nearly 7 weeks now and doesn't seem to be getting better, and I'm really hoping that doesn't mean that it's going to last for like the whole pregnancy again like my last one did. So that's not good. That's really not good. I mean, we've got a lot going on at the moment as well, so I can't even just spend days resting. So I'm not feeling too great about the sickness. The tiredness that I experienced like in the first maybe 3/4 of the first trimester, that's definitely gone. I am tired, like more tired than I would normally despite trying to do less. But as I said, loads going on, but it's not that I am still managing to stay awake now till like 9 o'clock, whereas before I was completely done by 7. So that's nice, and I'm hoping that that energy will keep increasing as the second trimester goes on. I had some skin tags here starting to come up. I don't know, maybe like 3 or 4 weeks ago, but I'm pretty sure there's like a new one coming every week now. Like they're tiny, you can't really see them, but I know they're there, and I'm just a bit concerned that if I keep getting a new one every week, then I'm gonna have like 30 of them, which is kind of they're like proper weird things. And I got this last time and they sort of like they disappeared after I'd given birth, so hopefully that's the same this time. The smells are still disgusting. Unless it's like a really clean, fresh smell, I can't deal with it. But even then, like washing detergent, I've tried I think 5 or 6 different washing tabs, and all of them smell gross to me, which is weird because obviously everything's washed. Like I get into bed and I'm like, oh. Clothes, I'm having to like spray as much body spray on everything as possible so that I can't smell the washing powder, and just everything, like disgusting smells are like 50 times worse now, and I don't know when that's going to ease off. I thought that might have gone a bit by now, but it's still horrible. I've got a pre-existing prolapse from my previous labour, which has been really uncomfortable, but without trying to sound too graphic, as the baby's growing it seems to be pulling everything back up a tiny bit, so it's still really uncomfortable. I'm still in quite a lot of pain, but it's not as bad as it was maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. Now obviously if I'm on my feet too much, then gravity starts working against me, but I've got an appointment with a physio next week, so I'm hoping that they're going to be able to suggest something that helps me, because I'm like really struggling to walk anywhere. I used to take my 3-year-old out for walks like all the time. We used to go for quite long walks, and at the moment I can't do that, so that's sort of affecting that. I feel rough. I've got so much to get done today as well. My dry skin is mostly gone, and I've been using this like, I think it's Epiderm cream, just like covering myself in it, and that seems to be helping. It's not like healthy glowing skin, but it seems to be, it's not dry and scaly like it has been. I haven't noticed that my hair's stopped falling out. Like last time, I'm pretty sure that I didn't really shed any hair, but it's still coming out. Like when I wash it and dry it, there's still quite a bit coming out, so I haven't noticed that that's stopped yet. My gums are getting quite swollen, and I've also had a couple of like nosebleeds, like only really tiny ones, not anything serious, but I've been waking up in the morning with like blood around my nose and stuff, and I'm assuming that's just the increased blood volume. Other than that, it's not really any different to the first trimester at the moment. Okay, so I've actually missed a week. I'm 16 weeks and, well, 16 weeks exactly today. So there's been too much going on and I haven't had a chance to sit down and film. And to be honest, the symptoms hadn't really changed that much. So I am still sick. I still feel very sick. I'm probably actually physically sick like twice a week, maybe 3 times a week. I haven't changed my medication. I've kept it as it is. I'm hoping that it's going to ease off a bit because it doesn't seem as bad. Like yesterday, I didn't feel too bad most of the day. So I'm hoping that that is sort of slowly easing off, but we'll see how that goes. I've developed heartburn. Oh my God. It's normally in the evening after dinner, so it doesn't matter what I've had for dinner the last couple of days. The heartburn is there. I need to go and pick up some Gaviscon. And then if that doesn't work, last time I ended up on omeprazole. My food portions are literally tiny, less than half of what I would normally eat, which, you know, that's not a bad thing in the grand scheme of things, but I like eating. That's making me a little bit sad, but I can't eat a full meal. We had a couple of days where we had breakfast at a hotel that we had to stay in, and it's like £10 or something for breakfast, and I was like literally going to eat probably about 50p's worth of this. It's just not worth it. I haven't had the glucose drink test because I'm so sick. With that test I've had to, they say that you have to fast from like 8:30 until 2 hours after you have the test, so 8:30 at night till 2 hours after the test the next day. And even with my test being in at 8:30, there was no way I could fast until gone 10:30. So I'm having to monitor my blood sugar through like finger pricking, which doesn't make it any better. It's quite uncomfortable, but I've got to do that, and it's looking like that's probably going to come back as gestational diabetes, which isn't going to be a surprise in the slightest. Tiredness, I'm okay. The last couple of days I've been okay. Like, I'm not full of energy and I still don't have a glow or anything, but I do feel okay, and I'm sleeping better as well. I haven't woken up like in the middle of the night starving, hungry or uncomfortable or anything for the last few nights. I've been waking up about 5:30, which isn't brilliant, but we tend to get up around about 6 o'clock anyway, so that's not too bad. But I am actually sleeping and feeling better. I had an appointment with a physio regarding my prolapse. There's no concern about like everything dropping out, and like the baby is absolutely fine in there, cervix is completely fine, so that's a concern that's of mine that's now gone. Dry skin, I seem to be back to normal with my skin. That's absolutely fine. I'm still quite out of breath. That's probably just unfitness now, where I don't walk as much as I should do. I can't lay on my stomach anymore, like on my front. That gets really uncomfortable. And I'm still feeling the baby move quite a bit as well, which is reassuring. So yeah, there we go. Okay, so 17 weeks and 2 days. Obviously things in like the home life have settled down a bit now, so we've been in this rental for like nearly 2 weeks. So it just means I can see a bit more of what is pregnancy symptoms and what is, you know, what was stress. So sickness wise, I'm still sick, but I am nowhere near as sick as I was before. The tablets at the moment seem to be keeping it under control. Touch wood, I haven't actually been physically sick for a week now. I do still feel quite nauseous a lot, but a lot of it I found is keeping my portions really, really small. So I'm having to eat like every hour or so, tiny bits, which has then made testing for gestational diabetes quite difficult, because you need to have like 2 hours after you've eaten to do your after test, and then obviously it needs to be a couple of hours before your next meal, like without food. But I have been diagnosed with gestational diabetes as well, which it hasn't come as a surprise to me because I had it last time, and based on my age and like my BMI now, I was probably going to get gestational diabetes. So there's that. Can still feel the baby moving. Baby is very, very active. And it's really funny now because I can feel it when I go for a pee. I can feel it move because it's like I'm deflating its mattress from underneath it. That is quite funny. Nipples are burning and sore, and that's been like a general theme throughout, but this last week or so has been so much worse. Like literally nothing can go anywhere near them. My eldest is still feeding, but fortunately, and I never thought I'd say that, she's cut it down to like 1 tiny feed a day because it hurts so much. I've got quite a bit of, like, it feels uncomfortable in there. There's like a lot of stretching pains, I guess. I don't know, it just feels quite uncomfortable. And yesterday, I've had lightning crotch a couple of times, and I wasn't expecting to get that this early. I don't know if that's somehow related to, because I've got a prolapse, if that makes a difference, but that's horrible. It just feels like someone's like stabbing you in the vag. Not good. I've got a lot of like the brown masks, I can't remember what they call it, but the brown parts come up, the pregnancy mask, melasma or something. So I've started to get that come up quite a lot on my face, and I can't even blame that on the sun because I can't be out in the sun, it makes me feel sick. I mean, it's not particularly hot at the moment, but when the sun comes out and it shines on me, I'm like, oh, I can't do this. I don't know if I'm like fat or if I'm just a bit swollen, but my fingers feel like they're a bit sausagey. My dry skin, I've just got like patches of dry skin, but it's nowhere near as bad as it was last time. Last time I wanted to rip my skin off. This time I'm using some, I think it's called Epiderm. I can't actually, the bottle's over there, but I can't see it properly. And it's like a really thick emollient cream, which seems to be helping. Tiredness is just like standard tiredness, well, more than standard tiredness, but again, it's not like the first trimester tiredness. Oh, and heartburn. I've got heartburn. I've got some Gaviscon, which literally has taken me back like 4 years to lockdown when I was living on it. It doesn't appear to be doing a huge amount, so I'm going to have to just keep an eye on that and see how that goes. But I think that's it for this week. Okay, so 20 weeks exactly. I haven't done an update for a couple of weeks. One, because there's just been too much going on. Like I literally can't cope with how much is going on at the moment. And two, symptoms haven't changed massively. I've had to be put on insulin now for my gestational diabetes, which is not ideal because it's like literally injecting into my leg twice a day. They've started me on 2 units in the morning, 2 units in the evening, and that is literally, I've only just started that, so I don't know how that's going. My sickness had eased off a little bit, and this happened last time. It eased off for like 2 weeks at 18 weeks. And it did this time as well, and I actually felt okay, like I'd been able to eat almost like proper meals and stuff. And then it come back Saturday all day. I felt absolutely awful, thought I was dying. And then last night I was out like half the night being sick, so I'm not happy about that. Obviously 20 weeks, I'd hope it would go by now. But even with medication, I'm still taking the same amount of medication. I'm still being sick, so and I'm really out of breath still. This has gone on through the whole thing, and like blood levels are absolutely fine and everything. It's just obviously my unfitness. I'm still getting like really, like they're only tiny nosebleeds, but also I'm now getting my gums bleeding when I only have to look at my toothbrush and they start bleeding. They're not sore, they're just obviously like loads of blood in them. I've been very, very tired again the last couple of weeks, and I don't know if that's just pregnancy symptoms or if it is because like there's so much going on, it's been so stressful. But I am absolutely knackered, and I get a nap. I like to have a little nap. I've been so tired that I've been falling asleep on the sofa in the afternoon with Isabel here, and I've never been able to fall asleep on the sofa, and definitely not while she's like, you know, running her cars over me and stuff. So that's been a bit odd. Bumps coming along nicely. Baby is kicking away. In the last couple of days, it has been really, really active, like really kicking away. And obviously we've got the scan coming up, so we are planning on finding out what we're having. The lightning crotch is still a thing. It's not bad at the moment, but every now and then I'm like, oh, I feel like I've been stabbed. I don't know what that is. If anyone knows what that is, let me know, because it's just bizarre, and I know that like literally everyone gets it. My dry skin seems to resolved itself. I mean, I've still got a lot of like keratosis pilaris on my arms, but that's not strictly pregnancy. That's just got worse because my skin has been quite dry, but that's eased off a bit now. I'm not having that like feeling of wanting to rip my skin off, which I've had occasionally. Like my hair is still coming out in, like not in clumps, but it still comes out quite a bit, and I don't really recall this happening last time. So, but I'm hoping that means that like, I won't have a huge amount of postpartum hair loss. Oh, none of my clothes fit me anymore. I've had to buy maternity stuff now. And again, last time it was lockdown, I didn't go anywhere, so I didn't need to buy any clothes. It wasn't until sort of August time that I had to buy anything to be able to go anywhere. So I've had to buy some maternity clothes, which has been an interesting experience, because it seems like the only bit that they make bigger is like around the bump, but the boob bits are still the same. I spilled something down me. The boob bits are still the same, like despite them doubling in size, I guess. So, but yeah, that's 14 to 20 weeks, I think. So I'll continue like documenting this where I can. I'm hoping, and I say this like every time I'm on camera, that the next couple of weeks are going to be less stressful, but I'm really hoping now, because I don't know how much like I can deal, how much more stress I can deal with, like with the house and the insurance company and everything. So guys, there we go. Thank you for watching. Bye.